Morning, this is Mr. William, West Virginia. It is the 5th day, yes, I believe, or maybe the 12th day. Yes, the 12th day. 12th day of November. This month is going by quickly now also. I want to share a scripture. As I fell asleep, I was listening to some word on a video, and a word came to me, and I thought if I remember tomorrow morning, that will be the word. And it comes out of the 5th chapter of Luke. It's the story of the miracle of the great catch. Now in this story, Jesus comes along and finds a bunch of fishermen that are cleaning their nets. And he says, hey guys, let's launch out and we'll get some fish. They're a little bit unsure of how he's going to do it, but they go ahead and do it. They end up catching all these fish that they got to call their buddies to come and help them because their ship is literally sinking because of so many fish that they've caught. And when Simon Peter sees it, in verse 8 it says, when Simon Peter saw it, he fell down at Jesus' knees, saying, depart from me, for I am a sinful man, O Lord. And there's where I want to stop at, is that most of the time, when we realize who God is, who Jesus was, who the Holy Spirit is, our first inclination is to say, please get away, please. Don't come any closer, because I'm a sinful man, and I know my presence and your presence will probably kill me because I am so bad. And if you that are Christians don't understand that this is the way we're supposed to come to God, then there may be something broke. Because I have been in the presence of the Lord. I have literally been in the manifested presence of the Lord that was brought on into my home. And it was so heavy and so weighty and so righteous that I had to run out of the room because I was afraid I would die. And the truth of the matter is that that feeling we have is the right kind of feeling, but we shouldn't run in the opposite direction. When you have that feeling, you need to fall like Peter, fall at his feet. But instead of saying, depart from me, Lord, say, come closer, God. Please come closer. Because this world is messed up. I mean, granted, I've been married and divorced several times, and I can honestly say that probably wasn't right. And not so much right on my part or my ex-wife's part, but it was not right in the way that the system works sometimes too. I was listening to a minister this morning who was talking about the fact that they fight for people that are going through divorces. They go after both couples and they try and teach them the right way to do things, and that was what I was looking for in a lot of my marriages, was somebody to help me fight for it. It doesn't happen because there's so much money in the legal system and so many ways that you can get out quickly sometimes that it's a hard thing. There's death, there's war, there's death in war, there is bullies, there are people who are cruel. Politics is bad sometimes. There is inequity, and there is hurtfulness, and there is betrayal, and there is selfishness. There's all kinds of things in this world that moves against us. So when you feel the presence of the Lord come near, I want to encourage you, don't run from it, run to it. Run into the presence of the Lord, because in the presence of the Lord is fullness of joy and blessings forevermore. I've learned that on my best days, my best isn't good enough to be in the presence of the Lord. But what I do know, because I can't go by feelings, what I do know is that Christ said it is finished. And when he did, the curtain that separated anybody from being in the Holy of Holies, the most precious place a person could be as a priest, when he ripped that curtain open, he was saying, all can come in now. You can come boldly to the throne of grace in a time of need. He doesn't want us running away from him. He doesn't want us thinking that whatever it is that's in our lives is so horrible that we can't come near. I wept yesterday over the fact that some people that I know are suffering. And I told our congregation yesterday morning about the fact that if we don't look around us and have a broken heart, if we can drive through town and just accuse people of being drug addicts or junkies or backpack people and our hearts aren't broken, if our hearts aren't wondering what got them there, if we're not concerned with the inequity of life, if we're not concerned with the cruelty of life, if we're not concerned with the fact that some people are suffering, not all the time because they've been stupid, and sometimes because they don't have the intelligence to go forward. But if our hearts aren't broken, and if our hearts aren't loving and at least prayerful toward these people, then you need to rethink your relationship with God. Because my Bible says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes would have everlasting life and not perish. If all you care about, or if you are actually hoping that people will perish so that they're out of your eyesight, so that they're out of your life as far as being a pain in the butt, if all you care about is people perishing because your life will be better, then you need to rethink your theology. You need to rethink how you feel about God. Because somewhere in the line of you following Christ and learning about him, you've gotten off track, and you could actually be more like Judas than like any of the other disciples. See, Judas lost the vision. He lost his perception of who Christ was, as did all of the disciples at different points in time, but they kept following until the end. Judas gave up. Don't give up, because no matter what you see, he said it was finished. And he did all that he needs to do, and now he's depending on you to do what you need to do. I encouraged our congregation yesterday to open up their eyes and to be aware and to be cognizant of their surroundings and the things that they're passing and the people that they're interacting with, because each person is being sent by, and possibly it's a divine encounter that you're missing by not at least praying. I've known brothers and sisters in the Lord that whenever I ran into them, man, we were going to talk about the Lord and we were going to pray before we separated. We're afraid to do that anymore out in public. We're scared to death. And we shouldn't be. Because prayer is just simply engaging with God. And at times we all do that, maybe in secret, maybe in our prayer closets, maybe in our car when we're driving around. Don't be ashamed of engaging him in public. Don't be ashamed of letting people know that you know a God that can fix what's going on in their lives, that you can point them in the right direction to the salvation of their soul and their families. There are people that are hurting out there, and they have no clue how to stop hurting. They have no clue how to stop the pain, other than maybe take a pill or snort something or shoot something in their veins or smoke something or drink something or eat something or look at something on a screen. There are people out there that have no solutions that are eternal. But a lot of us do. I just want to encourage you that if you know Christ and if you're following Christ, then everywhere you go, you should be carrying Christ. And you should be at least praying for people when you run by, or when you run into them, or when you see them. There have been people that I have prayed for just driving by, because I just thought, you know what, God, I know that you hear me, and I know that my prayer availeth much, because the prayers of a righteous man availeth much. I know that as a man, I'm supposed to always pray and not faint. There are times where I have gotten tired and weary and and felt like I was going to faint. But I keep praying. And I keep persevering. And I keep hoping that people that I know and love and see are going to come to the knowledge of who Christ is. Because somebody did that for me. Somebody was praying for me to get me in. I didn't get in on my own smarts. I didn't get into this kingdom by going, oh, this kingdom looks great, I think I'll jump in. No, somebody was praying and pushing me toward the kingdom. Keep praying. Push means to pray until something happens. Push people with the prayers that you have. Okay? Hey, I hope you start off your week pushing people into the kingdom, not caring and not being uncaring about whether or not they get in or not. All right? Hey, this is Mr. William, West Virginia. Haven't been on Instagram or any of those other things. I've just been on Facebook and YouTube, so you can find me there. All right? I love you, but more importantly, God loves you. Shalom.